If your gums are still bleeding, stop brushing. You're fighting the wrong battle. And I don't mean stop cleaning your teeth. I mean stop trying to fix a hormonal problem with a mechanical solution. As a practicing dentist, I see this mistake in my office every single day. It's not your hygiene, it's your hormones. Most women think menopause is just hot flashes and mood swings, but what I'm seeing in my practice is that hormones are quietly pulling the foundation out from under your teeth, leading to bone loss and cavities that even perfect brushing can't stop. By the time you notice your teeth look longer, the bone that holds your teeth in place has already started to shrink, and once that bone is gone, it doesn't grow back on its own. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 warning signs of what I call menopause mouth, and the exact 3-step plan I use with my patients to stabilize things before it goes too far. Recently, a patient, let's call her Sarah, came in for her routine checkup. She's 49 and takes excellent care of her teeth. But when I looked at her x-rays, I saw something concerning. New cavities right at the gum line and a drop in the bone around her teeth. She looked at me and said, "What am I doing wrong?" And I told her, "Nothing. Your hormones have changed, and your mouth's natural defense system just isn't working the way it used to." So let me walk you through the 5 signs I see most often. If you're experiencing even one of these, it's time to pay attention. Sign number 1, your gums are becoming more fragile. Think of estrogen as the armor that helps keep your gum tissue strong and resilient. Estrogen actually talks to your gum tissue and helps maintain collagen, the protein that gives your gums structure. When estrogen drops during menopause, that protective support weakens. Your gums can become thinner and more sensitive. So the same brushing pressure that was perfectly fine 5 years ago can now cause bleeding. If you're seeing pink in the sink and you feel like you're doing everything right, you're not crazy. This is very common. In dentistry, we often see this as hormone-related gum inflammation. It's real, and it's something we take seriously. If this sounds familiar to you or someone you know, consider sharing this with them. A lot of people are dealing with this without realizing why. Sign number 2, your mouth feels like a desert. You're drinking water constantly, but it never fully fixes the dryness. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Estrogen actually communicates with your salivary glands. When levels drop, saliva production can slow down and even change in quality. Saliva isn't just there to keep your mouth comfortable. It's constantly washing away bacteria, neutralizing acids from your food, and protecting your teeth. When that protective flow decreases, bacteria grow faster, acid lingers longer, and the softer root surfaces of your teeth become much more vulnerable to decay. That's why I sometimes see women in their 50s suddenly developing cavities near the gum line after decades without problems. It feels sudden, but biologically, it makes sense. Sign number 3, your teeth look longer. They're not actually growing. Your gums are receding. The bone that supports your teeth, think of it like the foundation of a house, is affected by the same hormonal changes that contribute to bone loss in the hips and spine. As that bone slowly shrinks, the gum tissue follows it downward. That's recession. And once that tissue is gone, it does not grow back on its own. This is also why your teeth may suddenly feel more sensitive. When the root becomes exposed, cold air or cold drinks can trigger that sharp, uncomfortable response. Sign number 4, your bite feels different. Food starts getting stuck in places it didn't before. One tooth feels slightly off when you chew. Here's how I explain it to patients. If the foundation of your house starts to settle, you might notice small cracks in the walls or a door that doesn't close as smoothly. Your teeth respond the same way. As bone support weakens, teeth can begin to shift or tilt. It's subtle at first, but it's your early warning sign that the support underneath is changing. Sign number 5, a persistent metallic taste or breath that doesn't match your routine. When your mouth is dry and your gums are inflamed, harmful bacteria have an easier time taking over. These bacteria produce sulfur compounds, which can create odor and that strange metallic or salty taste. If you're noticing persistent changes in taste or breath despite good hygiene, It may be a sign that there's inflammation happening below the gum line, in places your toothbrush simply can't reach. Do not panic. This is just information, and information is power. So, what do you do if you're noticing these signs? Here's the exact 3-step plan I put Sarah on to stabilize her mouth in 90 days. Step 1, get your numbers. At your next dental visit, don't just settle for everything looks fine. Ask your dentist or hygienist to measure your gum pockets and show you where you're bleeding. Gum health is measurable. When you track the numbers, you can catch changes early, before they become visible or painful. Step 2, upgrade your home care. Switch to a hydroxyapatite toothpaste. This is the same mineral your teeth are made of, and it helps reinforce weakened, sensitive areas on exposed roots. Also consider using xylitol gum or mints after meals. Xylitol stimulates saliva production and helps reduce harmful bacteria that thrive in a dry mouth. For it to be effective, you typically need about 6 to 10 grams per day. Step 3, support your gums from the inside. Your gums are living tissue. They rely on vitamin C, adequate protein, and nutrients that support collagen production. An anti-inflammatory diet, rich in vegetables, healthy fats, and lean protein, becomes especially important during menopause. What you eat now really does matter. Menopause is a hormonal transition, not a dental death sentence, but it is a signal that your mouth needs a different kind of support. Sarah didn't lose her teeth. Once she understood what was happening and adjusted her routine, her gums stabilized, her bleeding reduced, her sensitivity improved. If you're noticing these changes, don't ignore them, but don't panic either. Have your gums evaluated. The earlier you catch this, the more control you keep. I mentioned hydroxyapatite as one of the tools Sarah used to help protect her teeth. If you want to understand how hydroxyapatite actually works, when it helps, and when it doesn't, you'll want to watch this video next. If this helped you connect the dots, make sure you're subscribed. I talk about the mouth as part of the whole body, not a separate system. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Did any of these signs sound familiar to you? Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.